right into picks and bans this time.
We are going to be locking it down, getting now Cloud9 on the blue side, Alliance on the purple, or red, if you will. And we're going to see a few towards Froggen. Actually, one towards Froggen, just the Orianna. So they're going to feel like they can take him down if they need. Let him play that Xerath again.
Ooh.
And it is Syndra and Corki focused towards high. But yes, the WoW, Gnar does get through this game.
Yeah, they're more willing to ban Corki than they are Gnar. Is bold, in my opinion. More so than anything. Gnar's dominated this event. And yes, they can stop high from getting it in the mid lane. Maybe you guys disagree. I just think the Gnar is going to do very well for balls.
I mean, the Zed is up as well, which is a champion that has been comfortable on in the past.
I didn't even notice.
But then they do run into this kind of heavy on the AD, stacking armor later. We have to watch out for that as well.
Well, the Corki ban also, if you know they're going to pick Gnar, if we look at what Alliance probably wants to do, which is put all of their eggs in the Reckless basket based on his performance in the last game, and if they can get him one of the two dominant AD carries right now and deny Sneaky the other one.
Sneaky had a solid game as well.
Yeah, no,
that
really game was really decided by the AD carries.
Even with the team being somewhat behind, he was kind of matching that
Are they
score
gonna
of
do it?
Reckless. Could have the Warwick coming in here for Shook. He did go for that CDR release last game, and he will be locking in the Warwick. We'll see that again this weekend. It's been somewhat banned, somewhat left up for teams to take, and we'll see if Cloud9, as they let Warwick go over to Alliance, what they have in store for that.
It's strange.
I do not understand Alliance's draft so far.
Because, first off, they already know there's a strong laner in Gnar. So there's no need to pick a Maokai early. If you're going to pick a Warwick, you want to be picking into winning lanes. Therefore, they should pick Lucian with Warwick in their first two, if I'm playing them. Unless Reckless really wants to play like a Caitlyn or a Twitch.
And then we just got a blind pick Fizz from Cloud9.
That's extreme confidence.
That is a very bold pick, especially when he didn't do a whole lot in the laning phase last time when we thought, hey, maybe there would be that early pressure coming in from Meteos.
Actually, that was Meteos as well. He had a different game plan going into that game. He wanted basically to sit inside Shook's jungle with Lemon Nation. That was their kind of game plan. He didn't put a lot of pressure on it at all.
Well, it was the 2v1 game that Cloud9 played. They did it in their previous games of this weekend as well, just yesterday on Saturday. And we're seeing Graves locked in by Reckless for this one. Maybe the added damage from Storm Shield from Janna will be locked in as well. But
well, it looks like here with the Warwick and the Graves, if they have the Janna there to add the AD, they're going to be able to one-shot somebody with Warwick and Graves ult, considering that they will add that extra flat AD to Graves and amp up all of his abilities.
Loving that Jarvan.
Yeah, Jarvan again.
It's a really good combo. Like, as far as picking strong lane, Janna Graves is going to be really strong. And now, if they can pick a strong mid lane, then maybe they can get Warwick out of the mid game.
But not, the counter pick of the Soraka, too, is absolutely great, because if you can avoid somebody getting one-shotted and Fizz has a chance to use, I mean, if he gets locked down, has a chance to use the Playful Trickster or Zhonya's after that, then you basically blow all their cooldowns for nothing.
This does limit Froggen's options, though, because the pressure, we didn't see it last game. We didn't see Meteos and Hai doing that early pressure against Xerath, but it does limit Froggen's options if they do choose to go aggressive in the mid lane and try and shut down Froggen. If he plays one of these long-range champions again, whether it's Jace, whether it's Xerath, or any of these poke champions.
Well, they are again leaving it up to Froggen all the way to the bottom of the list here. 10th pick of the game to figure out what he wants to play. Only 10 seconds left to decide it. And he knows he's going to have to be safe with his pick. He's actually going for the Lissandra. He'll keep that in the mid lane for himself, which does allow him to stay safe, but will it allow him to do what he wants to do against a Fizz? We saw Hai do quite well against the long range of Xerath, so this shouldn't be any trouble.
So if Alliance was lacking something last game, it was a ton of upfront damage. At least they have that now. A Warwick ult, whoever Lissandra wants to go, and Graves being able to combo with any of them is very potent, but I still favor Cloud9's draft in a lot of ways.
All right, so we'll see if Alliance can get to those damage spikes before Cloud9 takes control of the game once again. We'll be right back with our second matchup in the best of three series here at Intel Extreme Masters San Jose. Cloud9 versus Alliance. We'll see you in a second.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Intel Extreme Masters here in San Jose at the SAP Arena. And what a game we have ahead of us. Interesting changes. Cloud9, they've literally switched up, picked up the Gnar. Big Reckless fans in the house, it seems. And there he is on your screens. He had a very good first game, and as they pointed out in the analyst desk, he was literally the only damage, because Xerath was going down so quickly. He was the man putting out that damage. But let's not discredit his equal on the other side, Sneaky. He had a massive game once again, and they've let Lucian through again.
Yeah, Sneaky had pretty much equally strong game there. Both of those guys were doing fairly close to optimal DPS for an AD carry in the backs of those team fights. This time around, the Graves, though, into the Lucian, a little bit less optimal for Reckless. However, I remember talking to him at All-Stars. He's liked Graves for a really long time. It's just a lot of the teams that he was on didn't want to play with it. So this is definitely a champion that he is well-versed in and is very comfortable on.
I don't know. I'm not really sold on the Graves pick. Like, it's a good pick into Corki, but I just don't like it like mid and late game, because Lucian has poke, Corki has poke. Like, what does Graves have? He can like hit you a little buckshot, but it's not going to do that much damage. You don't really have like a way of contributing to the team fight when you're setting up for it. Like the smoke bomb doesn't do too much. It's like, oh, you can't see me now. And then like the buckshot does a little bit of damage, but it's just, I don't like his short range that much.
So yeah, I mean, there's two ways to go with it, right? Graves, you can either go with the just big bursty, just get a bunch of flat attack damage and try and use, you know, your buckshot and your ultimate and try and burst someone down. Or you can go with that blade build, the Ghost Blade into the Blade of the Ruin King. I've seen a lot of people do that in solo queue, and it's
what Pain did yesterday, I believe, as well.
Yeah, and it's a lot of sustained damage, and it gives him like this weird sort of chase aspect as well, because it gives him a lot of extra speed. And if you have a Warwick and a Lissandra on your team, might see him going that route just to, you know, try and clean up people that have been picked off and left behind. But I don't know, we'll see.
That build allows you to be really strong early and mid game, and allows you to pretty much brawl it out with almost anybody. But I just don't like the late game scaling on that.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 underway. Will Alliance sneak through into the final? Sneaky's been playing a huge game, high setting up everything but balls. He's gone on to Gnar. That's the only change for the entire team comp for Cloud9 and Alliance.
Well, they also have Soraka instead of Thresh.
Oh, yes, of course they did. They changed that at the last minute. What do we think? I mean, this is Warwick, finally, we're seeing for Shook here.
I think this is going to be...
You talked about the devastating blows that Warwick had on the game yesterday. Is he going to have more of an effect?
I think it's going to be a pretty quiet early game until Warwick hits level 6, and then you're just going to see constant fighting around mid. It's just going to be a 2v2, 3v3 scrap. We're going to be going every single time Warwick's ult's up, it's going to be a fight around mid. And something I also want to point out is Soraka can almost instantly cancel out Warwick's ult with the silence. However, I'm not sure if this is like a bug or this is how the ability is intended to be. If you're still standing on top of Warwick while he's doing his swipe animation, even if you canceled him out of the ability with like a silence, you'll still take the damage. Like, let's say you QSS Warwick's ultimate and he's still doing the swipe animation, then you'll still take the full damage from the ultimate.
Yeah, you gotta run right after. You can't just...
And that's the difference. That High's not going to be able to escape Infinite Duress this time around. He can't just bounce away from it like he was on
there's no outplay on that. I think if you get Warwick ulti plus Lissandra ulti, you're going to be pretty dead.
Okay, are we going to see an invade here? There was a bush ward just before it, so Cloud9 well aware of this position, but will Reckless and Nif go towards those Krugs?
Yeah,
Krugs.
Yeah, they don't seem to be starting at it because there is a ward there from Alliance. So this is the first time around we don't see bottom lanes, either of them taking it and just starting out straight in the lane. Both junglers going to start out on the Gromp. Warwick can just clear as hard as he can. The really interesting thing is that they have the Maokai starting as a camp. So we've also heard a lot in scrims, top laners even. Pretty much everybody wants to get in on one of those first jungle camps to get that experience boost. 200 experience sitting there means that he can just go to lane level 2, and that will help Maokai out a lot, but it does come at the cost of his teleport, which was used on a minion in lane rather than the tower. So he does get to the lane further up. However, the cooldown will be longer.
Yeah, not sure why I TP'd to the minion there, but I think that Maokai start is really important, especially against a champion like Gnar, who has a really strong lane phasing and bully, because it allows you to get that fast level 2, come back in the lane with a bunch of potions and awards, so he's going to be able to safely farm up top.
Good harass on Lemonation. Remember, he now has to expend his own health to try and heal up Sneaky, which is what he's doing, but good harass on him has put him low. Meanwhile, Nif chugged through those potions. Lemonation doing the same, like by not going to quite catch on him. And this is a pretty close battle between these two. Good dash there to get out of that Helen Gale.
Yeah, it sort of makes your AD carry just always confident to trade. Whenever you're laning with Soraka, it's all about AD carry up front, going for trades over and over, and then just relying on that sustain from Soraka. Something else that we've seen from Lemon Nation is the Crystalline Flask Soraka. So on one of his early backs, getting that Crystalline Flask, just because he chugs potions so often in these games, especially during laning phase, as Soraka, because you need that regeneration, the Crystalline Flask is actually fairly efficient on her.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that Alliance didn't try to opt for a 2v1 here. Not only is the Maokai versus Gnar matchup pretty rough for Maokai, but the Soraka Lucian matchup versus the Janna, you have this heavy sustain lane, you could just whittle the Janna lane down. I think it would have been a lot better if they tried to look for the 2v1 here.
Yeah, especially since they have a Warwick jungle who's not going to put
low
any
here.
early pressure on it.
No, Reckless actually taking a fair bit of damage back on him. This is some pretty hefty trading between these two at the moment.
Yeah, Levitation running out of health potions, though. Only has a mana pot left. So they are almost running dry on this Soraka well.
Oh, look at this, the river. Here comes Meteos, and they are well pushed up. Meteos with the double buffs coming around. Reckless is almost down already. The Ignite goes down. The exhaust used. Is it going to be enough? No, instead, Meteos slides on through. Sneaky survives. Nip going down. This is going to be a double kill for Meteos as he collects it onto Nor's Nip. Is he going to dive on the tower? One more hit. There it is. The Dragon Stand takes him down, and it's 2 kills for Meteos.
I think it's a really great gank by him. They knew that the only way that bot lane can possibly win is they have to just dole it out and just battle till the very last end, and they're all caught up in that. We have to brawl, we have to fight, we have to whittle down this Soraka. And he just came in while they're caught up in that and just collected 2 kills.
And that's why I said I was so surprised Alliance did this with Warwick as their jungle, because Warwick's not going to do anything to the lanes this early on. He could walk by and swipe you, but it's not going to affect the lane. And really all of the pressure is in Meteos' hands. Meteos has a very, very free early game here, pretty much. Whereas Shook is just trying to get up to level 6.
Yeah, he's not going to really have any impact on the game. That's another reason that I like the 2v1 with the Warwick pick, is because you don't really need to have that much gank pressure on the map if you're just rotating around and farming with your top lane or double jungling and just trying to look for objectives at that point. I think because they went into the standard lane, it really favors Cloud9's team comp. And I think just that one decision in the game alone might even cost Alliance the game.
Well, it definitely cost them the early game. First 2 kills here over for Cloud9, going to give a very strong start here for Sneaky. And as we talked about at the beginning of the game, the AD carries were the damage sources for both teams and very, very crucial to those mid-game team fights.
This is a really interesting item pickup, too, for Meteos. He just went straight up Ninja Tabby first item. I mean, there's a little bit of CC from the Lissandra and the Maokai. And, of course, Janna can slow you, but I think he's just going to go Ninja Tabby and then just go full magic resist and just be that massive tank that can't be dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really worried about getting hit with a Warwick or a Lissandra ultimate in this game because they're higher priority targets, so I guess he doesn't really care about that tenacity. Plus, he's been getting the tenacity from his jungle item. Over and over, he's been going that full tank Jarvan, so he'll probably get the same thing.
Yeah, I think he's one of the only Jarvan players that actually favors the Ancient Golem equivalent item instead of getting the Warrior. I mean, it's really good if your team needs a frontline tank, and which is pretty much how Cloud9's playing with it, so I like that.
Well, of course, Warwick almost hit level 6, ready and waiting to see whether he goes in. Meteos again spots out the ward, will clear it. Reckless not getting caught out this time around by that back half, and he will back off just in time. Shook's nearby. Let's see if he's going to have one of those drive-by ganks. Hasn't hit level 6 yet, so Infinite Duress would not be available.
And he has already upgraded his smite to one of the reasons why, well, the main reason why Warwick gets Skirmisher is because of the on-hit true damage, but also Warwick doesn't need to use his smite in the jungle, so he's one of the few junglers that can always use his smite on enemy players or save it for objectives.
Yeah, Warwick's actually going into the river. I'm not sure if he's going to look for a gank here. He's only level 5.
He's completely unseen again. Reckless is maybe going to get caught out. Can he dash away from this one? Tries to sidestep, but the exhaust goes down. Blocked in by the Cataclysm. Beautifully done. Can he get a kill, actually? Dodges into the bushes. Might try and take Sneaky down. Not going to happen. Nip instead, the Ignite. Teleport comes in. This could be a big pickup for Wicked if he can land on it. Meteos is the one he focuses on. It's a tough fight for him. He gets one down, but in comes Balls. Teleport back on towards it. Shook comes in. Still yet to hit level 6, so he hasn't got that infinite dress. He needs to swipe some of these minions. He's so close to hitting 6 as well. Can he clean up? Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Froggen also going to be attacked by High. back and forth action, but again, it's a 2-for-1 for Cloud9.
So many mechanics to go over in that fight as well. So I guess we'll wait for the replay because it has also given Cloud9 control this bottom side.
Uh-oh, Wicked in trouble. Can he go down? They got enough damage on towards him. He's on the tower. They get him down. Now Ball's caught up. He's in trouble. He will get counter-killed, and Shook will pick that one up.
So Gnar might have died in that bottom lane, but look at that wave that's pushing in that Wicked's going to be missing here. This is just going to put him behind. He's going to be losing about a wave and a half on this.
Yeah, remember, he used teleport to get down to the bottom side, so he doesn't have that to join the fight. However, Alliance, now they can do Dragon here. Warwick, plenty of sustain to tank up the early Dragon.
Yeah, this is a good decision by Alliance to pick up this Dragon. They don't really have that many other options here, and they know all their lanes are pressured. This is going to be a small consolation prize, but they're still in a really bad spot.
It's a big turnaround, though, of course, taking that first Dragon. Cloud9 dominating Dragon control in the first matchup. This time, Alliance do fight for it. So, blue buff across the high. You saw briefly he threw out the fish, or the earth, as it is, against Froggen in that mid lane. But let's check out this bottom lane fight. It's been really the story of the game so far.
All right, so this is where Meteos, first of all, he tries to predict a flash right here. That's why he went the odd direction. But then he immediately cataclysms and uses the perfect cataclysm to actually shove Reckless into the wall. And he leaves that Graves for Sneaky to clean up just because Lemonation is there. So there's no way Sneaky can lose that 1 versus 1. Right here, it was again a little bit slow teleport from Balls, and they end up giving back that 1 kill. As far as the jungle is concerned, but you could see that Wicked immediately flashed out of the silence from Soraka that he laid down on the teleport arrival.
Yeah, Warwick is just absolutely useless in that scenario, though.
Uh-oh, Wicked focus on, no flash available for him this time around. He's going to get locked up. Cataclysm comes on, uses the twisted advance to get away, gets to the tower, but surely he can't escape this one. Ball's going to take a couple of tower hits here, High will, and the wish comes out from Lemonation to save him.
I really like the decision making they did there, where they decided to go top lane. They knew that Maokai, he had to catch that wave bottom or top, and the wave is going to be pushing out. And of course, they know he uses flash, and they're like, "Hey, he has no flash. He doesn't really have that good at tank stats. He has no magic resist because he's going that Warden's Mail build again." So all they have to do is just send Fizz up there. He's like, "Hey, I do magic damage. I'm gonna pop you. You have no health. You have no magic resist. Free kill."
Yeah, plus even though it is a tank under a turret, look at all the ward coverage they have on that top red side jungle. They have full confidence that nobody else is going to join him, and it's a very, very easy 3 versus 1 scenario. Froggen, though, didn't waste any time, shoves down mid lane. It's going to make them pay for that move up top and get some global gold for Alliance that they definitely do need to get right back in this.
All right, so these wards that are in the top side jungle, this actually tells a lot. They're like, "Hey, Warwick is not farming his top side jungle. Like, he has to be up there farming." So they know he's in the bot lane, and maybe they're baiting this, but yeah, you see him dubbing in the bush. They feel like Warwick's bottom.
Oh, he's gone for elimination. That may well be enough. Flashes away from it. Does manage to get a quick skirt. Oh, not enough. Reckless. Shot's going to do the exhaust. Completely baits him out. Beautifully done. And Lemonation lives, and they turn the kill around. Froggen is there, though. He could get a double here. He's going to go onto the tower. No doubt about it. Sneaky's going to be the focus target. They still let Lemonation live. There's the ignite. Nif gets him down. Froggen taking too much. That's going to be Nif. He can't survive it. Froggen in trouble. Sneaky picks up another. They can focus on towards Nif now. Can they turn around? In comes High Jump. The water's thrown out. Meteos picks up the kill, and Alliance are being countered every step of the way.
All right, this bottom lane for Cloud9 is out of control now. This is ridiculous. Sneaky has 5 kills. You can see the idea for Alliance. They wanted to try and shut this bottom lane down before it got out of control, because previous to this, he already had 3 kills and the huge advantage, a full BF sword over Graves. So he was going to bully that lane. But man, does this get turned around on them.
And I can't overemphasize. Oh, well, actually, here comes the game. Yeah, they knew Warwick was bottom. They were trying to maybe bait it out or just check around for it. And Warwick is smart to go on the Soraka because, of course, Soraka can silence him out of his ultimate. But he just doesn't have enough follow-up damage there. It looked like Reckles and Nif weren't ready on the play. It looked like they were just maybe 1 second behind.
Yeah, it looked like Rex was trying to get in range for a buckshot combo with his ult, but that extra second there, they didn't get enough damage. Lemon survives for so long here, and it takes Nif and Froggen so deep into enemy territory.
And I like the zoning fish here. It's like, you're going to walk into this and, like, sacrifice yourself? Okay, I guess not. Like, Jarvan's just going to get more fed.
Hopeful for High, I think, but wow. Cloud9.
Infinity Edge.
Big start for Cloud9 here. 9-4 up in lane phase. You know, we talked about game 1, how we thought a lot of the fight would be down the bottom. Well, Sneaky They didn't pick Lucian. He was in the first round choice for Alliance. They hovered over him for a while, but they chose to go with Maokai and Warwick. And now Sneaky at 5-0-1, proving why even the Koreans were banning it against him. Possibly Alliance. They must have had to pick this one up.
I mean, it also has a lot to do with the Warwick pick, right?
Of course,
Early jungle pressure was all for Cloud9, and they made such good choices. Meteos returning again and again down bottom lane. He sort of created this problem that Alliance have to deal with, and then they were also there for counter gank when Alliance tried to deal with it.
I want to more say it's actually poor choices from Alliance. They should have looked at 2v1, and I mentioned that early in the game.
Yeah.
Because by the time the Warwick actually hit level 6, they had all those wards in their top side jungle, so they know exactly where the Warwick's going to come, and they had Jarvan, and they had Fizz, and they're all like sitting there ready to back them up.
Here we go again. In comes Wicked, this time on towards Sneaky. He can dash away. They just don't have the damage to try and turn this one around. Cataclysm onto Wicked. Everybody's going to join this party. It's going to be a 5-man brawl. Wicked in trouble. Twisted Advance comes around. Niv trying to pop that ultimate out. Infinite Dress on towards Meteos. He will be the first victim. But Pause gets on towards the rest of Alliance. Can he land them down? No, not getting the damage on the right targets. Alliance have backed away nicely from this one. And Cloud9 have to back up.
Yeah, it looked like the Fizz was just a little late to the show, so I don't think they're going to end up fighting this. And it's just probably just going to be a one for nothing trade, so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, with Fish not landing. Or Chum the Waters.
Or Earth.
There's not going to be any follow-up there. But yeah, they ended up actually using both ultimates on Meteos there just for the quick kill and then back out. So Alliance much needed control here down on bottom.
Both of the TPs are down as well, and Dragon's going to be up in 30 seconds. So I think they're just going to be going, they're going to counter, they're going to reset, they're going to heal, and then they're just going to go straight down for that Dragon and force it.
But something we haven't been paying attention to is the top lane, the Balls versus Wicked. And Balls has been dominating that lane. You can see in terms of CS, he's ahead. He has got those 2 assists, and the tower now going down because they both teleported down there. The minions themselves taking that tower down. So Cloud9 picking up their first wave. And now, is this blue buff even going to get fought over? Shook doesn't fancy it. Froggen goes in. High going to go very aggressive on this one. Froggen in trouble. He's going to get taken down. High just runs through. Shook in trouble as well. He can get a double here. He will. And wow, Cloud9 are destroying Alliance in game 2.
That was an incredibly aggressive play by High. He didn't have his ultimate up, but I'm pretty sure he knew that the Warwick didn't have his ultimate as well. So he's just like, yo, I want to see what you got. Like, what are you going to lock me down with? He actually dodged out the root from the Lissandra, and Warwick has no CC. Janna's too far away to do anything, so he just got bloodthirsty and got some kills.
Yeah, it's the importance of playing around those timers, right? It's the repercussions of using both those ultimates on Meteos, like we said, on the bottom lane. The long cooldowns in the early game here, High makes the call. You can definitely tell when he's leading Cloud9 on a very confident call there. Everybody behind him for this blue invade, and not only do they take that back, but getting that first dragon is going to be really big for them because it's starting to get into that point of the game, 16 minutes onward where there's a lot of value in that percentage increase in damage and ability power.
And you can tell just how important the communication is on Cloud9. Even in the first game, they knew Xerath, he had no flash in the first game, and they took advantage of that. And you can see in the second game, they know when the ults are down, they know when the summoners are down, they know when the TP's down, and they're communicating that to each other. They're like, now is the time to go. It's like, we have 30 seconds to go, we have 20 seconds to go. And they just act on that small timing window, and it just always pays off.
They always take their opportunity to strike back, even after they've lost something.
Well, at the moment, Cloud9 are in full control. 11-5 here in kills, but more importantly, 3,000 plus gold in the lead, and very much pulling Alliance all around the map. Wicked now having to block off this mid lane. We do see Shook trying to sneak up into this top lane. He's pretty much been reacting more than anything to fights. Froggen can't fight, it seems, for this tower, but Rekkles will lock down the second turret of the game for Alliance. So in terms of actual objectives, Alliance are in the lead, but that may well get quickly countered here by Cloud9. Wicked. Ooh, this is a risky game he's playing even on his own tower, but Cloud9 not going to go diving too deep yet.
Yeah, without plenty of vision up on the top side of the map, really risky to dive Maokai. Alliance have sort of switched and they've taken control of the top side of the map with a lot of ward coverage, and now they're swinging mid here. They're keeping Froggen though, in his own lane. He's been farming really well all game, by the way. Froggen has the highest CS in the entire game on this Lissandra, and he is going for that Zanya's next. So that could be a very big tool for them for their team fighting.
It was actually a really smart decision what Alliance did there. They knew the bot, well, we can't fight this Lucy anymore. He's 5-0-2, like we just can't do it. So they sent their people top because they know Dragon is off the map, and they just end up trading objectives. Like when you can't fight for an objective, your best option is just to trade. Like you get one thing, I get one thing. So that allows you to come out even rather than the other team getting ahead of you.
Well, Cloud9 grouping in this mid lane, pushing for the final outer turret that is standing for Alliance. They did take, of course, that bottom lane down. Froggen will wipe that wave out alongside Reckless. No problems there. Can they gain control of the river? Pink Ward is in the death push. That will get spotted. Hyde's going to clear that out. Froggen also checking around the back, making sure he doesn't get flanked by Meteos this time on towards that tower. It's something they did very well in the first matchup. There's Meteos. He will finally find it. Of course, the Raptor buff giving him that vision to check it out. But Alliance, they like the slow game. They like things to be going their way, very much in control, to slowly control and suffocate your opponent. But Cloud9 have definitely turned up the heat in this matchup, and that may well have been a game plan from the start after the first matchup for 23 minutes, I think it was, without any kills.
You can see that Alliance is sitting around mid trying to get a pick with that Warwick ultimate. They know it's up. They want to try to catch them out while High is splitting bottom. But because he split bottom, this wave is hitting the turret, and Alliance is losing all this farm. And because they didn't really get a pick and didn't really get to use the Warwick ultimate and get a kill there, they're just falling behind on that.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Smite used there pretty early from Shook. Not comboed with his ultimate, not quite in the range there to go for High. But without that Smite, it takes off actually quite a bit of damage from that Warwick ultimate.
They're baiting it. I think Alliance realized it. They weren't going to try for it because he kept popping in the way. Of course, that tower is down in the mid lane. Meteos was waiting off the side there, will get spotted out. Finally, they get a ward in that bush and realize that he is waiting to flag and drag and Cataclysm and catch somebody out. All the flashes are up currently for Alliance, though. Balls has turned into Mega Gnar, but not really going to be able to make anything from this one, so they may let the cooldown go down here instead. I don't think they're going to let the time go on. Jump the Waters has been fired out. In goes Froggen, locking on towards Cloud9. They do manage to get one down. It's Wicked that picks up the kill. Balls is in trouble. He's going to turn into Mini Gnar, and he's going to have to run away from this one. Wicked going to keep on chasing, doesn't get caught out by the silence, isn't able to Twisted Advance. A lot of flashes were used in that, but only one kill for Alliance.
So they were successfully, though, able to focus High, and High did not get to move from the moment Warwick was on him. Now they're jumping up mid here, 4 versus 5.
Well, they may try and put the damage on the tower, but Cloud9 are not going to give it up easy. Sneaky being the man up the front, putting some damage down, but again, see the huge heal that comes out from Lemonation just tops him straight off.
Yeah, Alliance, they saw that he missed the Chum the Waters. They ended up getting the pick on him. But the thing is once Alliance's catch is out, like once Lissandra's ultimate is out and once Warwick's ultimate is out, they don't really have any tools outside of Maokai dubbing into you to actually, progress or like get another fight. They can only get that one pick, and if the rest of C9 decide to back out after that, they don't really have like that much chasing power to kill them.
They're going to push the bottom tower. They've got a wave that should be enough to take it down. High is coming along. The rest of Cloud9 are actually moving this way, so they may try and defend it. And it's been enough, just High being there to wipe out their wave, to force them away, so they do not even get an objective from this one. And I don't think they might get out here. This is risky teleport. Reckless is the last standing. He's going to have to run away up the lane.
They didn't see him. Now they do.
Only they
but they're
knew.
pretty far away here. So anyway, I did also want to point out before that Wicked's build here really going for heavy aura completion. He's got the 2 main team fighting auras there for Alliance, so it definitely does help them out quite a bit.
The Dragon's up right now. He does have TP top, and he needs to get control of this wave. You see he's going to go back.
He needs mana.
Yeah, he's going to go back and get some mana, but I think the Dragon's already going to be gone before they can even look for this fight.
Yep, I think it will be. That's going to get taken down. Cloud9 pick themselves up their second Dragon in the game. Chum the Waters onto Shook. He's in trouble. Just dropped where he stands. Froggen tries to return the damage, but as you mentioned, there's no follow-up. Wicked goes in, but he's 1v5 right now. Balls is going to get picked up at the side there. Reckless comes around the side. They can close in. Cloud9 taken low. Sneaky locked up with a stun. Completely caught out with the Twisted Advance, but still not killed. Nif manages to get the ultimate off there to heal them off. High will go down. Meteos is also going to be the focus target. Sneaky trying to get away from this one. Can't try and turn around. Wicked locks him up with the Twisted Advance, and Reckless picks up the kill. And it's this time Alliance coming out 3-1 up, but they
You know, he has the auras. I mean, Warwick has an attack speed buff as well, but
Yeah.
Jarvan also has the attack speed and armor shred. So I think they scale pretty similarly in team fights. But the big discrepancy here is their only magic damage on C9's team is the Fizz. So guess who's going to be hitting that Maokai? It's not going to be the Fizz.
Yeah.
All he has to do is just really stack a ton of armor, and it's just going to take them forever to get through him.
Well, currently, Alliance are holding off. But Cloud9 doing a few tactical little maneuvers. They do manage to get some damage on that top tower as both teams size themselves up again. After a couple of team fights, I think Cloud9 were feeling confident, but that may well have rocked their confidence in the last fight. Dragon back up in a minute. Remember, already 2 picked up for Cloud9. They're going to be wanting this third stack, get that movement buff, that all-important movement buff, which honestly will help their tactic a great deal.
Yeah, and you see, Alliance already has the pink ward set up, and they already have the vision control on Dragon. Dragon comes in 40 seconds, and all they have to do is just duck into here, control the mid wave, and just make sure that C9 can't get in here, and they have to phase check.
The crab control, the first step for Dragon. This is actually something that's really important because they're taking it at the right time. If you know that Dragon's coming up, then just having that speed boost for the fight is really big, not to mention the extra vision.
Oh, Meteor's caught out. He's the jungler. They want to take him down. Forced out of the fight there. Doesn't get taken down, though. Shook also very low. The wish comes out from Lemonation, enough to keep them alive. Wicked tanking out. Ball's going to be the focus target. Can't turn into Mega now. He's well away from this one. Ballsy very low. Tries to hop, skip, and a jump away. High evacuates. Everybody gets out alive apart from Lemonation. Very tight fight there, but it's Alliance clearly in the advantage, and they're going to be the ones that will take Dragon.
Yeah, that teamfight almost looked grim for Cloud9 because they didn't really manage to kill the Jarvan, and if Soraka ended up sustaining the Jarvan back up to full health, that could have been a really bad fight for them. But once again, they just can't kill Wicked. Like, who on the team can kill Wicked right now? They need that Last Whisper, and until they get the Last Whisper, the fights are just going to go in Alliance's favor.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a quick re-engage for Cloud9 after they had gotten away there. Didn't really buy Soraka enough time. Let's take a look here. Meteos obviously trying to clear out this ward. He is the recipient of the Lissandra ultimate. Meanwhile, up top, Hai got the Warwick ultimate. So this is the re-engage right now. They already got Meteos out, but Hai goes back in, and he kind of decides that he wants to get back out after that. But it's a little bit too late because Balls is so low, he can't contribute.
Yeah, I just don't know how they're going to get through this Maokai. They just don't have enough damage right now. And I mean, thank God they actually have the Last Whisper. Like, this is the person that was fed on the team, the Lucian. You remember he started 5-0, so he actually managed to get the Last Whisper pretty early, but he's probably still going to need more damage to get through that Maokai. He's pretty tanky. He has a lot of health, and there's just not that much backup damage.
Especially with all of the other damage sources, you know, getting ulted like this. The Warwick ult on Hai can't add much damage. Froggen ulting Meteos there, trying to lock him up. So even Jarvan can't shred the armor. Even a Jarvan Lance would help a lot on that Maokai.
Yeah, and it just looks like Nars is not having the same teamfight contribution as Wicked is. Wicked just built a teamfight. He's just set up for it. He's just ready.
Positional advantage from Cloud9. They have got themselves a good position to try and put pressure on this mid turret. Alliance having to go the long way around to try and defend it, but Froggen has so much ability power now that he can just blast down one of those waves in seconds, and if Reckless is alongside him, it will not do a thing. And Cloud9 seemingly scratching their heads right now. They got a good tactical play there, but couldn't create any situation from it. And it's Alliance once again that are moving around. Wicked's clearing that big stack along the top, and that seemingly looks to be the target for Alliance.
Yeah, they really need to get a pick, Cloud9 does, because if you look at it, Fizz doesn't really have a good target to go on in team fights. Like, Warwick is like okay to go on, but he's pretty tanky, and Janna can always just, interrupt anybody coming at him. Maokai, you're just definitely not going to go on him. And Lissandra has 2 ways of making yourself invincible.
This tower's going down, it seems. Balls is going to come in there, going to try and get that Mega Gnar up, stacked up. Culling being used by Sneaky. They do hold it for now, but there is not a lot surviving on that one. Balls. Mega Gnar about to be transformed, and Alliance instantly back away the moment that happens. Meteos got up, infinite duress on towards him, he gets dropped, Hai goes in, gets jumped the waters down, but again, not really finding the target. Wicked's the man, transforms straight across there, twisted advance, locked up by Froggen, 3 members, Reckless taken low, Hai jumps on towards him, gets him down, that's a big damage dealer, but Hai instantly quickly taken down by Froggen. A 2-for-2 fight, a 2-for-1 fight, sorry, going the way of Alliance, and again, they come out on top. Teleport from Wicked will save that top bottom inner turret as well.
Yeah, Wicked's going to end up catching that bot wave to catch up a little bit with the Gnar. I mean, he's been sitting with the team forever, and he just can't really farm. I think they need to do the same thing with Nardo. They need to put Gnar. He has TP advantage now. They need to send him bottom and just start trying to take turrets and not team fight.
All right, so let's look at Meteos getting over here. He was trying to get into range and gets both of those ultimates stacked on top of him, so he's immediately out of the fight. Hai used a lot of the initial burst that he had on Shook, and so they try and disengage, but a beautiful over-the-wall re-engage here from Wicked and Froggen into the ult from Rekkles that hits almost everybody, takes everybody low enough. Hai, even though he does dive into the back line to take out the main DPS source, everybody got chunked so hard by that re-engage, there was no follow-up.
Yeah.
Froggen did flash for that one, but it didn't pay off, I think, the way they hoped. And actually, a lot of Summoner spells burned by both teams. Dragon will be back up, I think, before the cooldowns finish, so we'll see whether they actually make a difference. Of course, the crab going down, that's going to give Cloud9 vision of that Dragon, which should be up by the time the timer runs out. Not too sure on the exact time on that one. Of course, we've got 2 minutes on the Dragon as you see the timer pop up. And Cloud9, again, grouping to try and force something in the mid.
Yeah, Lions have all the vision right now. If you look, they have full control of the blue side jungle for C9, and all they have to do is just hang out around here and just wait for Cloud9 to make a play. They have all the control on Baron. They have all the vision around it.
Yeah, they have such a solid team comp here. It's so tanky. Like, even if you do get a good engage onto them, they have Janna. They've got this Maokai. They have Lissandra, who's extremely defensive if she wants to be. So it's really hard for Cloud9 to make a move on this team if they're all 5 together. They kind of have to split them up.
Yeah, I really like that Alliance actually understands their team comp in this game. You saw in the game before, they had like the poke siege comp, but they didn't really do that
Poker
until...
siege?
Yeah, they didn't really do any of that until like mid-game. But you see in this game, they know they have a team fight comp, and even though they were behind, they're like, all right, guys, like the only way we're going to come back in this game is to group up and try to get picks. And you see they haven't left each other's side for the most part for the past 15 minutes.
Well, death count now completed by Froggen. And again, Wicked gone for that new Righteous. What was it called? Righteous
Fury. What, right? Righteous Fury?
Not Righteous Fury,
That's
no.
Kale.
Not Righteous Fury, that's a skill name. Righteous Glory, I
Righteous
believe
Glory,
it is.
Righteous
Yes.
Glory. I'm so bad with item names. Don't hate me.
Just a little quiz I'm doing here as we guess who's saying. Hot shot right now, I'll be back at home going, oh, God. I knew what that was called. But anyway, Cloud9 pushing in. This tower actually going to take a lot of damage here. Can we see a flank from Wicked? He is going to pink on towards it. Hai's going to be the focus target. Froggen speeding
There's
in.
the Righteous Glory.
Not going to get on towards him. And instead, yeah, used it. Didn't manage to get anything from it. Wicked. Well, Hai was caught by the Howling Gale. I don't think they realized the opportunity they just gained. But instead, they will defend the turret, and Alliance will keep them away. Dragon spawning in 5 seconds time. Now, it will be a triple stack for whoever will pick that up, and it's Alliance that are making the way there.
I want you to look at the top wave right now for Cloud9. That's going to be pushing in. That's going to actually be a really huge wave that's going to pile on that turret. It might take it on its own. So it's going to force Alliance into making a play on this Dragon.
They do want the team fight, though. Let's see what Cloud9 can actually do. Can they separate them and get them to scramble inside the jungle? Mega Gnar going to run out a little bit here.
Oh, look at Hai's flanked around the side. They're going to hop in, jump the waters. Rekkles is the focus target. QSS not enough to help him get away. Sneaky does manage to dash out of there. Everyone
Shook
from
has
Alliance
ult.
is chasing. They want to catch on towards him. Shook does have ult, but he can't get close enough. And Cloud9 chase on towards him. They find him. A good ultimate comes out. Infinite Duress comes back out. Why did Shook go back in there? God only knows. Instead, Cloud9 will be the ones that chase out Alliance, and the Dragon will be their reward.
What a flank by Hai. And then Meteos comes around straight up the middle to help him take out Rekkles. That was a beautifully executed team fight from Cloud9 and a well-deserved Dragon reward.
Yeah, that was really synced up. Like, not only was Hai in the right place, you saw that they were like, yo, I'm going in now, and you need to blow everything. I think he flashed EQ just to close that distance. And they popped the QSS almost instantly, and they just piled on him and killed him, and they just ran straight by the Maokai.
Well, talking about those timers, Flash was down for Rekkles so that he could not get away, and it's so close to coming back up. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly the same time they arrive at the target there, and Rekkles doesn't get off an auto attack in this fight. Sneaky, though, he had a hard time. He got away from the Lissandra. Shook, you could see he flashed there. He was trying to get back in range to chain them. Because Alliance left that small window open, Sneaky was actually able to escape. And then, since they have the extra person advantage here, good cleanup from Cloud9.
Yeah, Warwick actually didn't really do much in that team fight. He just got to like stand there and be like, oh, bye, Graves. Like, see you later.
It looked like he was deciding between peeling for Graves and trying to chain the CC onto Sneaky instead. And he did make up his mind in time. Then the flash didn't get him close enough. in time to actually chain off of Froggen's ult.
Yeah, I think if he peeled for the Graves, that could have been actually a much different team fight for them.
Yeah.
Well, it seems currently Alliance are once again having a standoff in this river. Dragon, it's on a big cooldown now. It's been taken down. Cloud9 3, Alliance 2 in terms of Dragons. 3 to turrets for Alliance. And actually talking about Shuki, hasn't got that much damage yet. He's really only got that one standard item. You can see the Randian's Omen being stacked up. Wicked coming around the side here. This mid turret is very low, and I think Alliance have just thought, let's brute force it down. Have we got enough? It doesn't look like it. High, once again, flanking around the side. Can he catch on towards Alliance? Jumper Ward is indeed available, and as you mentioned, Pink Ward and a normal ward, both there to spot him out. But both of these teams are sizing each other up. They want to fight.
This is what I love when both teams have team fight comps, because they basically just like sit there and stare each other off, and like, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go.
Sneak is close to being locked up right now. Instead, High's going to be the focus. Shook, though, in trouble. As he got him locked him down, Infinite Dress is already being used. High with the Zhonya's Hourglass will try and get away from this one, but he's taken down by Froggen. Now Sneaky, twisted advance from Wicked, catches him out. Pin perfect there. Beautifully done. They try and catch on towards Meteos. Balls runs away, but that tower almost certainly will go down. But are they going to go for a bigger, juicier target in Baron?
Yeah, not very much threat here left from Cloud9. High and Sneaky both down. Definitely going to go for it here, clear out some vision, and see if there is a miracle steal here, or they just decide to try and get a turret in exchange. Looks like they've opted for turret.
There's no minion way for him to even get that there.
Soraka, though.
It's not the quickest turret I've ever seen. Baron picked up, and Wicked actually may even get around here in time. If everybody's flanked around, they could have easily picked up some kills. It will be taken down by Balls, though, and they'll manage to get themselves away. So equal in turrets, but Baron buff now for Alliance in what has already been close team fights. That, well, could be the big tipping scale.
And you see the big difference in that team fight was they were instantly ready to peel the Fizz off. They weren't trying to go in and just pick off targets like the Lucian. They're like, oh, we got to get High off of this guy.
Yeah, High got himself into a bad situation here. He didn't even get the damage there from the flip, and there was no way he was going to escape from that. Sneaky on the other side here, they just re-engage on him. Wicked able to get the twisted advance, and follow-up damage is definitely going to cost them. Let's see, two lanes here buffed up by super minions. They are trying to take advantage of Wicked in the top lane, getting another wave going and getting this turret at the same time.
Yeah, Cloud9 don't exactly have the best wave clear here, but looks like they're going to hold off for a little bit.
4 versus 5, so
A little confused by why they didn't actually zone out Sneaky. Sneaky was off the top, but again, lack of vision from Alliance, actually. They're just trying to take advantage of that big wave. They got 0 ward coverage in the lower half of Cloud9's jungle because they've had that siege lasting so long. They have got a lot of ping buffs and a lot of wards on them. So I guess that's probably going to be the next move while Wicked builds up that top wave, which it looks like the team is now rotating towards.
yeah, getting as many of those cannon minions buffed up by your Baron buff is huge for teams, especially when they have both solid team comps like this. So Wicked trying to get another lane going and everybody rotating over there. That should be an extra turret.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about Baron is you can split push with one person and just look at all the minions that just the Maokai is buffed up. So you can pressure lanes a lot more effectively if you're a tank.
That is a gigantic wave. Reckless putting damage down. You can see they're chunking it down. High comes around the side. He's got the QSS this time around, but it's not enough. When Froggen is that strong, he will just drop you where you stand. Sneaking focused on Wicked, trying to catch on towards him. The tower now down as Alliance push on through on the inhib, and they're going to take it down with ease.
Such a solid move there from Froggen. Even with the QSS, instantly High gets taken down with all of the damage output. Froggen already hitting very, very high damage output points.
Yeah, you may have cleansed the ultimate in the CC, but that just doesn't really matter when you just don't have the health to back it up. You're just gonna get popped.
He didn't use his Playful Trickster, he didn't use his Zhonya's after. He just went down. Froggen 362 CS in this game.
Yeah, I don't think he
Still the
expected that
highest.
kind of burst damage coming at him. I mean, he's almost reaching 6 item. I don't know how anybody's going to deal with this Lissandra. She is just way too big of a threat, and there's way too big of a disparity in items between the mid lane. Yeah, if you're almost 100 CS up, it's not going to work out.
And we were talking about Wicked building the gigantic tank. He's now got the Warmogs in there just to top it off because he needed a little bit more health. He is a ginormous front man. He's a big Dane after all, and he is literally acting like he is in real life. Dragon, third stack for Alliance here, will be picked up. You could call him a tree. He's a big lad, that's for sure. So, third Dragon now for Alliance. Cloud9, of course, with 3 Dragons as well. So, movement speed effectively nullified right now.
So all they have to do is just pile on this bot wave, and the super minion is going to be pushing in through the top. And they just have to look for picks of Lissandra when they go up to hold the turret. I mean, they have enough damage to basically kill almost anybody on their front line. Like, I don't even think that the Draven's going to be able to survive this.
Yeah, I mean, they have established that team fights are pretty much going to go their way as long as they're set up and ready for it beforehand, and Reckless does not get flanked again. It's so hard for anybody from Cloud9 to really get through this.
Yeah, it's just too much armor coming out. And when your only source of magic damage is your Fizz, and you see what the impact Fizz is having in the team fights, it's like, yo, we are going to drop every single piece of CC we have on this Fizz. I don't care if he has a QSS, we're going to kill this guy. And that just leaves all your physical damage dealers left. And how are you going to kill this Maokai? Like, this Maokai is just scary to look at.
He's got over 4,000 hit points. Chum the Waters goes down, and Shuggen does next to nothing. Froggen wants the target. Oh, good catch there. He's going to go down surely out of this Zhonya's Hourglass, and Cloud9 could clean up. Will they get Meteors down? Niv picked up as well. That's 1-2 members. Froggen gets away with next to no health. Wicked tries to lock him up. Hyde going to try and catch on towards him. Reckless is still alive. There's a lot of damage still alive in Alliance. They're going to keep on chasing. They're going to take down this gigantic giant Redwood as he tries and locks on towards them. He pushes back around. Leminations to focus. High's going to be also blocked in there, and they will
stop the recall.
Eventually take him down. The super minions, though, look at the base of Cloud9. One Nexus turret down. The second one is falling. There we go. That was all the delay was for, and 2 Nexus turrets are down for Cloud9.
I think that was just Alliance being a little bit greedy. They needed to wait for the top wave to push in, and then once Cloud9 has to send somebody out to go hold that wave, it's safe for them to push bottom. But they just were really impatient, and look where it got them.
Yeah, they answered your question. How do you kill the Maokai? You kill everybody else first, the rest of the team runs away, and then you have 4 people try and focus him back.
20 minutes later, you can kill him with the 5 people.
It still took them so long to take him down as well. It was crazy. So, Alliance, very much in control now. And, of course, with that teleport up on Wicked.
Are those captain boots on Wicked? I'm pretty
Yes, sir.
sure.
Orange.
Okay, so that's really good. He's just going to have like all the people just running at him while he's just the front line. So that allows him to fall up really well. I like that. I like that pickup. I think captain boots are one of the most underrated boots as far as like mid and late game for team fighting. I don't like seeing people always just opt out for the home guards. I think captain boots are really nice.
It makes perfect sense for a gigantic tank. Froggen, Sonya's Hourglass used already. He does stop Chum the Waters, and they can turn this back around. High, poke down low. Balls locked up by the stun. A lot of damage going down on towards him. Shook tries to lifesteal, but he's going to get locked out. There's another one going down. Balls is going to get dropped off the side. Froggen's going to chase.
They have so much
Guardians,
speed.
Angels still up on him. Lemination's going to get picked off the side there. It's actually Wicked that picks himself up. The double kill. Now Meteos. Oh, the slow comes on towards him. He's going to go down, and Alliance may well have just won themselves the game with those couple of picks.
Yeah, that should probably be them taking out the rest of Cloud9's base here. Wicked, not only with those captain boots, but also the Elixir of Iron, speeding up everybody behind him as well. They're just going to run straight for the Nexus now.
And they had the Janna move and sweep up as well. So they're just going to be bucketing it. They pick one target, chase them down really easy.
There goes High. Drop down inhib is open, and that means the Nexus will get turned down. And ladies and gentlemen, history repeats itself again as this series ties up 1-1, just like it did in the World Championship group stages. But this is a best of 3, and we will have a winner in the next matchup. What a performance. After such a sloppy, slow start, 11-5 down in kills, 5-0-1, massively fed Lucian Monsneaky in that bottom lane. Alliance managed to turn it around, and boy, do we have a game on our hands here.
Yeah, I actually thought that game wasn't going to go anything like that. After I saw the Lucian being 5-0, I was like, well,
Yeah.
like, here we go, guys. Like, this is going to be the 2-0. But Alliance made some pretty good decisions with swapping and trying to dodge the fed Lucian, and they ended up trading objectives, and they made it out okay.
I think it's safe to say anyone in solo queue would think the same. They'd be
Yeah.
like, that's it, we're done.
Like,
We've lost.
GG at 20, guys. Report the Graves. Like, report him right now.
That's why it's a team game. Wicked just rushes auras and comes with a Maokai, so he's got all kinds of damage reduction for everybody, and they turn it around.
Yeah, Wicked's being a really great team player. I mean, he's got the Captain Boots, he's got the Frozen Heart, he's got the Righteous Glory, not the Righteous Fury, and of course he has the Locket. Like, every single item he's building is just all about team play.
Fantastic stuff. We have a game 3 coming shortly. For now, though, we're going to take us through game 2 over towards the analyst desk.